Hello, Pony. My name is Blancmark, and welcome to probably the last Obsideo video I'm going to make for a while, at least until the developer releases a new update with new content. In this video, I will be ranking all of the ghost models in the game as a based on a factor of how creepy I find them personally. It's very much a me list. And at the end, I will also rate all of the maps in the game. I don't have pictures for that, but I will. And after each section, I will give you a list of exactly how much, of exactly the exact order of in which category they belong. As for the ghost model categories, we have 4 of them. We have not very scary, we have indifferent, we have scary, and we have very scary. Which I'm also going to, at the moment, type up. So I will actually have a visual representation for myself, because I'm going in this blind myself. Because I've not done any prior thought on this, so I just want to see how I experience it upon seeing these images and being like, oh. So yeah, it'll be fun. Oops, I just fucked it up, but that's okay. Right. Right. So here we go. We're gonna look at the first one. We're gonna do this alphabetically, and the first one is Bert. Bert is the Halloween ghost, literally a sheet with a smiley face drawn on it. This is Bert during a hunt, and Bert, along with the Halloween update and all of his interactions, is probably the most fun update this game has had. And this was one of the last times, and also one of the only times. I'm not going to say one of the only times, but definitely had the most fun with this game during this update. And probably also the last time I really had that much fun with this game. Um, so this is Bert when he's hunting. I would rate Bert as not very scary because honestly, I love Bert. Um, Bert is the best. I love Bert. Bert is fun. Bert is playful. Bert is whimsical, and even his interactions are all like Halloween themed, like writing "boo" on the wall and that sort of thing, and bats outside and pumpkins, and it's just fun. It's good fun. I like Bert. And that also brings us to the second one, which is Bert when he's being exercised. This is the scarier model that is in the game. This is a little more unsettling with the blood and the bloody eye and the no smiley face. I would say that this is still not very scary because in the end it's just a dirty sheet. So I would still say that Bert is not very scary. Um, I don't fear Bert. Bert is always a delight to encounter in the game. So yeah, I like Bert. And then next up is the Chimera. The Chimera is a weird amalgamation of two weird people merged together with a bit of a, I don't know what it is, a mount or a wall mount or a flower pot or something. I have no idea what they're attached to. I'm not sure. I think I'm indifferent. It looks so weird. I'm more like confused than I am scared of it. It doesn't really unsettle me. It's just confusing. More like I like how the one upside down looks at you like, "Hey, little help, buddy." Uh, yeah, no, I'm indifferent to the Chimera. I do like that the Chimera model made its appearance in the game Forewarned as well. So that definitely makes it a little more enjoyable to see it like in other games, like, "Hey, I remember you from Obsideo." But yeah, overall, I'm indifferent towards the Chimera. It doesn't really do anything for me in general. The fact that one of their unique things is to break a glass window and it's audio only. It's quite loud and it can jump scare you. So for that, but that has nothing to do with the ghost model itself. So I would rate this under indifferent. Chimera. All right. And then the next one is going to be the demon. Now the demon, this is the second model, I believe, the updated model of the demon. It definitely looks like a demon, with the horns especially, and the head, the face, the toothy grin, and all that, the red eyes. I'm missing the like the cloven hooves or something, but other than that, it is a pretty decent model. I can see this thing hissing at you as it does in game. Is it creepy? Yes. I would not feel if I encountered this thing in real life, I would be running probably. So I would put this under scary. Um, in game, it is fairly scary, not the worst, but yeah, it's a little unsettling, especially also what it represents, a demon. Next up is the effigy. Now the effigy, I think this might be the updated model. I'm not sure if they even had an updated model. I think they did. I think the effigy used to be actually on fire, um, but they later changed it to like a burnt man, which is like a half skeleton. You can kind of see the skeletal like chin and the teeth. And it's just this whole body is scarred. That's basically a person that was died while being set on fire in a building fire or something. So that lore wise, it is pretty scary. And when it runs around, it kind of has its arms outstretched, and it just screams every now and then, just ah, because it's on fire. I would find that scary to look at, but the fact that it just runs around so with its arms outstretched, kind of derpy, and it just screams out in pain every now and then, but it's not a scary scream. It's kind of funny. So honestly, if I'm very honest, it looks kind of scary, but honestly, seeing it come to me like that, like it's like no, it's not very scary. I'm sorry, Effigy, you're just not very scary to me. You're just funny. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be laughing because it's supposed to be a tragic and thing, and I'm not making fun of anyone who like died or was burned heavily. That's not what I find funny. It's just that weird running animation, and then the screams that should sound tormented and in pain, but they're just funny. They don't sound like they're in pain. That's just, I don't know. The whole combination just makes the effigy not very scary for me. Ugh, and then that brings us to the Jinn. I honestly don't think of this as a Jinn, to be honest. A Jinn is like a genie, right? It's like a I don't know. I don't think it's even a ghost. It's like it's a genie. I guess I guess in a way it's a spirit of some sort, or an air elemental, or of some sort. I'm not sure exactly, but this is not what I think of when I hear Jinn. This is like a weird goblin thing or something. Okay, its mouth is kind of creepy. Its mouth is always open like that, and long claws and stuff. But I don't find this thing scary. I mean, it's kind of unsettling, the face, but it's overall it's kind of a little too derpy for me to find it scary, to be honest. Um, yeah, I would rate this at not very scary. I can't help it. It's just not. I don't remember if it was Jin or Jin with a starts with a J or starts with a D and then a J. I'm not sure what it was in game. Doesn't matter. This is Krampus. I like Krampus. Krampus is, he looks like a demonic Santa. That's, cloven hooves, the big horns, the sack of coal on his back, Santa, coat with the hood with the hoodie, and all the interactions being Krampus or Christmas themed. It is perfect. I love Krampus. Again, not very scary. I like going up against Krampus. It's always fun. Um, yeah. So next up is the mayor. This is like a mouth, and then he has like these two glowing red eyes, and then his head splits open into a mouth as well. It's a small creature. Its sounds are kind of funny. But if I saw this thing coming at me, I would be pretty damn scared. Um, More so than Krampus or some of the others. I would find this thing generally disturbing. It's like more of a Resident Evil kind of monster. So I would say that in game it doesn't really phase me as much, but if I saw this thing in real life, I would be running, hiding, and getting out of there as soon as I could. So I would put the mare in very scary. I mean, come on. And then we get the Oni, the Japanese demon. This is a very early screenshot. One of the first screenshots I made for the game when it was very early in its development. That's obviously not me. That's one of my fellow Gap chaps in the image there. Back when you could stand on this closet where the ghost could come to you and could see you and try to kill you, but they couldn't reach you, so you could easily take a screenshot, which I actually only really did with the Oni, and he's holding the edge of his scabbard and the katana in his hand, and just while you hear whispers, it just. And the Oni is, as far as the Oni goes, I don't know if this is still the old model or if this is the updated model. I'm not entirely sure which model this is of the Oni, but in general, the Oni is. And again, in game, I like going against the Oni. I have a little bit of a bias for Japanese themed stuff, um, but as far as if I encountered this thing in real life, and a demonic samurai that's going to cut me up with his katana, I would be running the other way very fast. Actually, in game, it's fine. In real life, I would rate it as very scary, especially since it can also rain blood. Now, it sounds cool, and I like when it happens in game, but I don't want blood to rain all over my face when I'm trying to run away. That just, no, thank you. In real life, no, thank you, hell no. That brings me to the, I don't know how to pronounce this name, Pontianak, Pontianak. It's like the Slavic version, I believe, of the Ring Girl, basically. Also climbs out of a TV, and now this is her in-game model. I got a really good look at her because there was a bug in the game that creates multiple duplicates of this ghost all throughout the house. Some in the same position, some are just standing, some are standing idly in place, some are having a walking animation, but they don't actually move. You can walk right through them; it doesn't matter. They have no collision. They don't kill you, and it's there. And there's multiple ones of them. That's not supposed to happen, and even after the exorcism, it still kept multiplying in all of these different spots in all of these different rooms, some like three on top of each other. It is crazy. So for that, I can't really take this ghost all that seriously, and I would say that this iteration of her in this game is a lot less scary than the actual Ring Girl, than Sadako from the Japanese Ring. I've not seen either the Japanese or the American version of the Ring uh, up to this point, but I do know that the Japanese version is a lot scarier, and I have an admiration for Japanese horror in general because they can do it really well. Um, Probably also one of the reasons why Silent Hill, for example, or Resident Evil are so popular. Um, as far as this one goes, it is definitely not as menacing as she could be, or should be rather. So I'm actually going to list her as not very scary. It sucks, but I cannot find this thing scary, especially not with all the bugs. It just made me like, what is going on here? What is this? It's definitely another thing that the developer should fix, should he ever return. Um, that brings us to, I hate the Rosalka. Now, I guess it's kind of looks like a drowned body, so I guess Rosalka is fine. Rosalka is like a drowned maiden in Slavic lore. But this thing, I hate it. It unsettles me so much. This face, and then the fact that it floats. I mean, its arms always stay like that, so it doesn't move its arms, but it floats. Doesn't have a walking animation. Doesn't really have any animation at all on except for the exorcism, and it doesn't have a sound either. It just floats silently, and all you hear is that I think every ghost has like a bit of a heartbeat, but this one has just the heartbeat. I think it's even amplified. So whenever it floats by, you just hear like, oh, I hate it. It's like an echoey heartbeat too. And then this thing just comes into the room and just comes like, oh no, 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 thank you. It doesn't even make any sounds, but that face, I hate it. I hate it. This thing haunts me in my nightmares. And will you stop looking at me? See, it's unsettling to look at even. To even have it on the screen. So, and actually, little thing, I think I said it in the other video as well, when I said on the official Discord of Obsideo that I really gave him kudos for the Rosalka model in game. I somehow got a lot of Rosalkas during my time playing. Uh, that kind of even out. I don't get as many anymore, but for a while I got a lot of Rosalkas right after I said that. So I think Kyle must have been possible that Kyle kind of messed with me by upping the Rosalka chance for my own personal game or in general. I'm not sure, but Rosalka, absolutely horrible, horrifying. If I saw this thing floating at me in real life, just no, very scary. Maybe you feel differently, but I find this the most disturbing ghost model in the entire game. And fun fact, that model is in Forewarned as well. In one of the darker walled tombs, there's a room, that we call the Shadow Room, and if you go into the Shadow Room, there is a Rosalka there. It is sort of it moves at you at quite an alarming speed when you're not looking at it, but when you're looking at it, it doesn't move. It's one of those situations. And yeah, it actually has a walking animation there, which I find funny. That why does it have an actual walking animation there, but it doesn't here? Is that a stylistic choice, or did Kyle just not bother um, animating it or activating the animation? Or I have no idea. Moving on to moving on to the Invisible Man, also the Shade model. The Shade has the model, the same model as the Ghost. If the Ghost, if it starts hunting when you haven't figured out what it is yet, if you haven't locked in a Ghost, the Invisible Man is just that, an invisible man. As such, I don't find it scary. It's just an invisible man. I don't like an outline basically. I don't find that scary. I don't really care, to be honest. This was taken during the Halloween update where they gave all of the ghosts a pumpkin head, which was hilarious. They even gave the Chimera like two smaller pumpkins, which was funny. Um, and as you can see, even the Invisible Man is completely invisible, or at least invisible-ish, uh, except for I call it Invisible Man. Maybe I should call it Translucent Man. But I've been so used to calling it the Invisible Man that I will probably keep calling it that. Everything is translucent except for the pumpkin, which is also just funny as hell. Again, something that made the Halloween update one of the funnest, if not the most fun update of the entire game's life cycle. So Shade, I'm sorry, you're not very scary. You're you're just featureless. And that brings us to the Wraith. The Wraith looks like a floating monk of some sorts, with like an ashen face, with like an outline of a face. You can kind of make out the eyes and the nose a little bit, but actually it doesn't really have a face. It doesn't have an expression. It is scary-ish, but not really. So I think I would put this one in indifferent, since I don't really care, to be honest, about this one. And I think that's the. Oh no! Ooh, hello. Is this the last one? I'm not sure. This is the Ure. Now the Ure is like it has a top jaw, but it doesn't have a bottom jaw. Or does the bottom jaw just go right into its neck? I am not quite sure. This is the Ure during exorcism. There's also the Ure when it kind of floats. Kind of has this little Superman pose, like kind of floats down the hallway and stuff. And it's I think that is more scary to see that with the haunting sounds that it makes. I don't fully remember what the sounds were, but I think it's like a haunting, like or like I'm not really sure. I can't really do it properly. but it's like a haunting wail of some sort, and it's properly scary. I would if I saw this thing floating at me, I would definitely say that that's definitely scary. Um, there's some funny poses during the exorcism as well, where it goes like, "Am I dead? Oh no!" And it also has like, which is like, yeah. It just, yeah, it has some funny animations during the exorcism. Um, but overall, I find this king one of the more scary models in the game. Oops, nope. Well, that is the end of the ghost tier listing. So, as the very scary category, we have the Mare, the Oni, and at the very top, the Rosalka. And in the scary category, we have the Demon and the Ure. In the indifferent category, we have the Chimera and the Wraith. And in the not very scary category, we have Bert, the Effigy, Jin, Krampus, Pontianak, Ring Girl, and Shade. So, yeah, I don't know if you agree or not. This is my personal tier list, and you gotta look at what kind of horrors will be awaiting you if you decide to play Obsideo. Um, Now we're going to go on to the. I'm actually going to go all the way back to this one, and we're going to go over the maps. Now, there's only a few maps in the game, so it should be quite quick. The first one is Potts Road, I believe, and it is the starter map. Basically, it is okay. I don't like the lack of hiding spots, as far as I know in the game. In this house, in particular, in the bedroom, there's like a closet, and that's basically it. You used to be able to hide anywhere, really, as long as you're outside of the ghost. Like in the basement, underneath the stairs, was a good spot. But they made it so that the ghost will find you if you're not hidden. The ghost will actually, still roam the entire all of the rooms, because the ghost didn't actually want to enter the basement, but they made it so that the ghost will definitely enter the basement, so that wasn't an option anymore. And later they added hiding spots. And the bedroom seems to be the only really viable spot. I mean, you could hide in the kitchen, behind the closet, behind a bookcase. I mean, but they can still wander into the kitchen, see you, and kill you anyway. So I guess you can use your prayer then at that point to become invisible to the ghost for 7 seconds or 9 seconds or whatever it was. But if they wander into the kitchen again, you're dead anyway. So I don't know. I don't like the lack of hiding spots, so I would rate it higher. Because of that, I'm going to rate it a little bit lower. I'm actually going to rate it below River Road, which is the next one. It's a more dilapidated look for a house. It's also smaller, I think, than uh, Potts, but I like it a little better. So I will rate it a little higher than that. More hiding spots as well. Um, yeah, it's okay. I don't like the dilapidated look as much. I don't like that as much, but it's fine. Whatever. The next we have Farm Lane. Farm Lane is a large house with like 2 floors and a basement, and I like it because of its size. That you can go around and investigate more rooms and like 2 stairwells that go up and down. I like it. It feels like a cozy, lived-in house, a little bit trashed, but uh, if you were to clean that up, it would actually be a nice house to live in if it wasn't haunted, of course. Um, I would think that map, Farm Lane, is probably my favorite in the game. Now that I consider, my options, I think that's my favorite in the game. I never actually thought I would come to that conclusion, but I think the Farm Lane is my favorite map in the game. Next, we have Wilson, and Wilson Drive is my least favorite map in the game because the layout feels awkward, it feels unfinished, it feels undecorated, it doesn't feel like people are actually living there. Especially the room you start in is it just has a table, like 2 tables and a window. That's it. There's nothing else in the room. Like, come on. That's just lazy. And I feel like Kyle may have like pumped this map out just to have some content out. I mean, I mean, maybe he spent months on it. Who knows? I'm not a game developer. I don't know. But I just don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it's I don't like its layout, and it just feels unfinished to me, and I don't like that. So there's also barely any hiding spots. Only in the master bedroom there's like a closet where you can hide behind, and that's it. There's no other real hiding spots. Oh, and about hiding spots as well, if the ghost somehow throws an item like on the floor in front of the closet where you're hiding, there is a bug where you can't move past that. Its collision will actually block you, and that means you will never be able to escape from your hiding spot, and you're basically stuck there for all eternity unless the ghosts happen to find you and kill you. If you make noise, for example, or if you quit the game. It's happened to me at least once, and I absolutely hated that. It has nothing to do with Wilson in general, but just in general, that's a bug in the game, and I hate that. And at the very last, oh no, wait, not the last one. Hogan is next. Hogan is another two-story house with a basement, and you actually start upstairs in some sort of a junk room. I don't know why that's central, but at the same time, where else would you be putting it? I like it. I like the rooms there upstairs. I like the rooms upstairs a little more than the ones downstairs, but they're still fun. They're still nice, and I like the big kitchen area with the kitchen island and and everything. That's also where I discovered that you could manually turn on the kettle and turn it off again instantly, which is funny. Uh, um, Overall, I do like it. And as last map in the game, there's the catacombs, which is of course, at the very bottom of the list because, well, for obvious reasons, it's not a proper Obsideo map. It is a strange um, attempt to try procedural generation that the developer may or may not at some point implement into the game. But as it is right now, it's just there for quote unquote feedback. If he's going to do anything with it, I don't know. But I don't like the aesthetics. It's just boring. It's just here's a dark tunnel underground. Here's a dark tunnel, and here's a room that's somewhat lit, and there's a few items around, and you get stuck on the rocks in the environment, and that is kind of frustrating to be honest. And there's no real gameplay because it's not a proper map. So naturally, I would rate that at the very bottom. Uh, the one above that is probably going to be Wilson. It's like it's of course it's a proper map, but I like it at least out of the proper maps. And then you have, I think, Pots actually, and next to Pots is like a little above Pots is River Road, and then Hogan, and then Farm Lane, being at the very top, my preferred map. And I think that'll do it for this video. Yeah, like I said in my previous showcase of Obsideo, I hope the developer will return to this game and give it the love it needs, it deserves, it should receive. Um, but until that is done, until he actually does that and he releases a content update rather than just a few bug fixes, if he actually releases another content update with a new map or the full procedural map generation, for example, or a new ghost, or something of substance, then I might check it out. I might make another video on it, but until then, I think I'm probably done with Obsidio for now. Well, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed watching all the ghosties, and yeah, whether that makes you unsettled, or whether you like it, or whether it motivates you to play. Well, that's up to you. As for me, I'm done with Obsidio for now, so I should go.